Hello students, welcome for another session of our class 8, chapter 10, direct and inverse proportion. In our previous session, we have discussed about what is meant by proportion, what is meant by direct and inverse proportion. According to the situation, whether the given quantities are in direct proportion or inverse proportion. If the quantities are in direct proportion, we are using the formula x1 by y1 is equal to x2 by y2. If the given quantities are inverse proportion, then x1 by x2 is equal to y2 by y1. What are these x1, y1, x2, y2? The quantities which are involved in the question. Okay. Let us continue the session where we stopped in the previous class. In the previous class, we have completed two problems of exercise 10.1. Let us continue from the third question of this exercise 10.1. What is given in the question number 3? 48 bags of paddy costs rupees 16,800. Then find the cost of 36 bags of paddy. 48 bags of paddy cost rupees 16,800. Then find the cost of 36 bags of paddy. So how to find this? In our previous classes, that means when you do not know about the proportion and direct proportion or inverse proportion, we used to do this kind of problems. First of all, we will be finding what is the cost of one bag. Then after, how much is the cost of how many bags required, that we are using. That method is called unitary method. First finding what is the cost of one object, then after how many objects we have, that many we are multiplying. That method of finding one object or the one bag cost, after that the required amount of bags cost, that method is called unitary method, which we have learned in our earlier classes like 6th and 7th. But in the 8th class, we are learning about the proportion. We have to use the concept of proportion in order to find this. Here, we do not require to find what is the cost of one bag first. Instead of finding the cost of one bag cost, directly we can find out how many bags we have to find the cost total. That directly we can find out before finding the cost of one bag. Finding the cost of one bag, then after multiplying with the number of bags, how many we require, that is called unitary method. That method is not required for us. That is, we have already learned in our classes 6th and 7th. In this class, we have to use the proportion concept in order to find this. First, what is given? 48 bags of paddy cost rupees 16,800. Here, number of bags and the cost of those bags. There are two things. What is number of bags, one quantity, the cost of the bags is other quantity. These two quantities we have to take as x and y using the variables. So let us take the number of bags. The first condition, let the number of bags as x and cost of bags, what bag? The paddy bag. So I am not writing paddy each and every time. So bags only we are writing. Cost of bag is how much? Rupees 16,800 is given. But we are using a variable y for that. Okay. Now in the first situation, how many bags are there? 48 bags. That means x1 is equal to 48. Okay. And y1 is equal to, what is that? Cost of it, rupees 16,800. Okay. Now x2, in the second condition, number of bags are how many? 36. So x2 is equal to 36. We have to find the cost. So y2 is how much? Y2 is how much? That means cost of 48 bags is rupees 16,800. What is the cost of 36 bags? That is the question. So we obviously know that if you want to purchase more number of bags, you have to spend more money. If you want to purchase less number of bags, you have to spend less money. So this cost and the number of objects you are going to find, both are in direct proportion. Simple by common sense we can understand. If you want to buy more things, you have to spend more money. If you want to buy less things, you have to spend less money. That means if one quantity increases, other quantity also increases. What does it mean? Here number of bags are increasing, the cost of the bags also will increase. If If the number of bags are decreasing, the cost of the bags also decreases. So here what happens? X1, first condition, 48 bags purchasing. How much you are spending? 16,800. If you want to purchase only 36 bags, how much money you require? Obviously, the number of bags 48 to 36 it is reduced. So the cost also will be reducing. Instead of spending 16,800, you will be spending less than that. But how much exactly? So by using the common sense, we can understand the answer is going to be less than 16,800. Why? Because number of bags this time you are not purchasing as many you purchased in the previous condition. What is that? 48 bags is equal to 16,800. But this time you are purchasing only 36 bags. That means number of bags are increased or reduced. From 48 to 36 it is decreased. So the cost also, instead of 16,800, the cost will be reducing than 16,800. But you know one thing, it will be not more than 16,800. It will be compulsory less than that. Simple common sense we can understand, right? So what exactly the cost of 36 bags? How to find? We have to find this situation is in which proportion? Direct proportion. Number of bags and their total cost, it will be in direct proportion. So number of bags and their total cost, will be in direct proportion. Simply you have to use common sense. No need to worry at all. Just read the question, you will be understand whether it is direct proportion or inverse proportion. Will be in direct proportion. When direct proportion is there, what formula we have to use? X1 by here number of bags and the cost of bags will be in direct proportion. So that means X is directly proportional to Y. So you can write this X is equal to K into Y, or instead of that directly by using X1 by 1, X1 by Y1 is equal to X2 by Y2. X1 by Y1 is equal to X2 by Y2. Just substitute these values in this equation. X1 is how much? 48. Y1 is how much? 16,800. X2 is how much? 36. Y2 is how much? We don't know, that is what we are finding. So let's do that simplification in order to find this Y2 value. So Y2 into 48. So Y2 into 48. We are doing a cross multiplication here. So this 36 into this 16,800. So we need to find the Y2 value. What is the Y2 value actually? Cost of 36 bags of paddy. So Y2 you keep on the left side as it is. The right side what is there? 36 into 16,800. And this 48 will be coming in the place of denominator. 48. So go for simplification. You know the 6 table, you can use the 6 table. 6 8s are 48, here 6 6s are 36. Again further simplification also possible. 2 table, 2 3s are 2 4s are. Here 3, here 4, it is not possible to simplify. So here this can be simplified. 4 1s are 4, 4 4s are 16. Again 8 is there, 4 2s are 8, remaining 2 zeros as it is. In the denominator everything is simplified, only 1 is remained. In the numerator 3 into 4200 it is remained. So in the numerator what is remained? 3 into 4200. So go for simplification, multiply 3 into 0 0, 3 into 0 0, 3 into 2 6, 3 into 4 12. So it is how much? 12,600. So if you want to purchase only 36 bags, how much money you need to spend? 12,600. Therefore, cost of 36 bags of paddy, how much you got? Rupees 12,600. Here we did not find out what is the cost of each one bag. Without finding the cost of each one bag, directly we got the answer. What is that? Cost of 36 bags of paddy is rupees 12,600. This is what, using the direct proportion method, we have got this solution. If you don't know the concept of proportion, you have to use the unitary method. First of all, what is given? Cost of 48 bags of potty, 16,800. From that, you have to find what is the cost of 1 bag cost. Then after, how many bags you want to find? 36 bags. So they have to multiply with 36. That is called a unitary method, which you have learned in your previous classes. Now we have to use the concept of proportion. By using this, we got that cost of 36 bags of paddy is rupees 12,600. Hope you all understood this solution. Let us move on to the next question on the same exercise 10.1. See question number 4. Monthly average expenditure of a family of 4 members is rupees 2,800. Find the monthly average expenditure of a family of only 3 members. First up, the monthly average expenditure of a family with how many members? 4 members. The family consists of 4 members. So what is the expenditure? That is rupees 2,800. We need to find the monthly average expenditure of a family with only 3 members. See, in the first family there are 4 members. In the second, how many members are there? Only 3. The number of members in the family is decreased. Obviously, expenditure also decreases. We all know by using the common sense. If more people are there, the expenditure will be more to maintain the family. Similarly, if the number of people are less in the family, obviously the expenditure will be less. More people in the family, more money you need. Less people in the family, less money you need to maintain the family expenditure, right? So this is what situation? It is a direct proportion. More people, more expenditure. Less people, less expenditure. Direct proportion. One quantity increasing, other quantity also increases. One quantity decreases, other quantity also decreases in the same ratio. This situation is called what? Direct proportion. So write the number of members in a family using a variable x, the expenditure of that family, that using the variable y. We can substitute same like the previous question. We can find out easily. So let the number of members in the family as x, the expenditure of family, monthly average expenditure for them, the monthly average expenditure. You take it as y. So first condition, how many people are there in the family? 4. So x1 is 4. What is the expenditure? 2,800. So that expenditure we are using the variable y. So y1 is rupees 2,800. Next condition is what? Now this time in the family, how many people are there? Only 3. So x2 is 3. So y2 is what? The expenditure for the family of 3 members. So that is what we need to find. Question mark. Okay? Expenditure of the family of 3 members. So we obviously know that by using our common sense, this is in the direct proportion. So number of members in a family, and their monthly expenditure will be in direct proportion. So when direct proportion is there, x is directly proportional to y. So when x is directly proportional to y, then x1, x2 are the related quantities of x, y1, y2 are related quantities of y. So x1 by y1 is equal to x2 by y2. Just substitute the values in this equation and simplify. We will be getting x value is what? x1 value is 4 by y1 value is 2,800 is equal to x2 value is 3, Y2 value, what is that? Cost of the monthly expenditure of the family members of 3. So that is what we are finding, that Y2 as it is. Do the cross multiplication. When you do the cross multiplication, you will be getting like this. Y2 into 4 is equal to 2800 into 3. 2800 into 3. Now we are going to find the value of Y2. So keep this Y2 as it is on the left hand side. So 2800 into 3. By this 4 is transposed that side. When it is multiplying this side, when you transpose that side, it will be going into the denominator's place. So go for the simplification. 4 ones are 4, 4 sevens are 28, remaining 2 zeros as it is. What is remaining in the denominator? Nothing, only 1. What is the remaining in the numerator? 700 into 3. So Y2 is equal to 700 into 3, which is equal to 2100. What is this Y2? The monthly average expenditure of family of 3 members. So I will write the conclusion here in this box. Therefore, the monthly average expenditure of family of only 3 members, is how much? Rupees 2100 or 2100. Hope you understood this one. Very easy. Just read the question carefully. Look at the proportion. Is it in the direct proportion or inverse proportion? Write the relation of that. Substitute the values in the equation. Simplify it. You will be finding the answer. Hope you all understood this question. Let's see the next question. See question number 5. In a ship of length 28 meters, height of its mast is 12 meters. A ship of length 28 meters, height of its mast is 12 meters. Mast means what? See, the ship is like this, suppose. If you see, the ship is like this. Its mast means it will be like this. Okay, where a cloth will be tied, that cloth will show the direction of the wind. So that is called the mast of the ship. Okay, if the length of the ship is 28 meters, so what is the height of its mast? It is just about 12 meters. This is what the given situation in the first condition. Next, if the height of the mast in its model, that is original ship, is this. These are the dimensions of original ship. So before we design the original ship, before we construct the original ship, first the engineers will draw a model of it on a paper. Otherwise, they prepare a model object. So the model measures are given. The model, in the model ship, the height of its mast is 9 centimeters. Now in centimeters it is given. Original dimensions are in meters. In the model it is given in centimeters. Of course, the model will not be exactly of the same size. Model means a reduced size of original what you are going to build up. Okay. So in the model, the measures are given in centimeters. So we already discussed in the beginning of our chapter proportion. In the first session what we have completed, there comparison of ratio. Proportion means comparison of ratio. But ratio means what? Comparison of two quantities again. That two quantities should be in the same units. Actually, ratio means what? Ordered comparison of the units which are in the ordered comparison of the two quantities which are in the same units. Both the quantities should be in the same units. That means one is in meters, means other one also in meters. One is in centimeter, means other one also should be in centimeters. If one is in the rupees, the other one also in the rupees. One is in the rupees, another in the paisas. You cannot compare them. You have to convert the units of same. Okay. Then only we can use the proportion. Okay. Now, here original ship dimensions are 28 meters length, height of is 12 meters. In the model ship, that means a design of it, the model ship length we need to find the length, height of its mast is given 9 centimeters to be given. So we need to proportion. Okay, let us find out that. So first of all, before you compare the ratios, first the quantities should be all in the same units. So these both are in meters and the model ship dimensions are in centimeters. We are going to find the model ship length. That will be obviously in centimeters. So whatever the quantities which have in this first condition, that all we have to convert in the units centimeters only. So convert that to centimeters. First, we should write the height of length of the original ship. Length of original ship. Length of original ship. That I am taking it as x1. That is 28 meters. The height of its mast, that I am taking as y1, that is 12 meters. Okay. Next, length of model ship. Length of model ship we are finding actually. So what is given? Height of the model ship is given. This is all information given in the question, right? So height of model ship. Height of model ship. So we are taking the height as y. So it is y2. That is how much? 9 centimeters. We have to find length of model ship. Length of model ship. So that is x2. What is that we need to find? Before this all, just take length, use the variable x, and height, use the variable y. Okay, so that the variables we are representing the quantities. X is the length, y is the height. Okay, now first look at the units of measures. It is in meters, this is in meters, but this is in centimeters. The model ship length what we are going to find, that also should be in centimeters. So we have to convert this all in centimeters. We all know that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. That is the conversion rate of length 1 meter to centimeters. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So 28 meters into 100, that is 2800. Now it is converted as centimeters. Next 12 meters are there. 12 into 100, that will be 1200 centimeters. Why we are multiplying with 100? We know the rate of conversion 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So now these are in centimeters we have converted. We know that length and its mast height are in direct proportion. Actually, both length and height are not in direct proportion. The original ship and its model are in direct proportion. Okay. So let us write both are in direct proportion. This see, both are in direct proportion. Here length and its height are in direct proportion. So x is directly proportional to y. So the formula is x1 by y1 is equal to x2 by y. Just substitute those values. x1, now we are writing centimeters. 2800. y1, what is that? y1 is 1200. So 1200 x2, we are finding this x2, length of the model ship. So write as x2. y2, height of the model ship, that is, what is that? 9 centimeters. So 9 centimeters. Now everything is in centimeters. Actually 28 meters are given, we convert it as 2800 centimeters. Actually 1200 meters are given, we convert it as 1200 centimeters. So the 9 is already in centimeters, no need to do anything. So do the cross multiplication again. Cross multiplication. So when you cross multiply, what you get? x2 into 1200. x2 into 1200. what you are going to find on the left hand side. So what we are going to find x2 value, right? So keep that in the left hand side. So remaining is what? 9 into 2800. 9 into 2800. So we are finding the x2 value. So write x2 on the left hand side, 9 into 2800 on the right side. The remaining value in the left hand side, whatever is there, transpose to the right side. That is 1200. So denominator. So here 2 zeros in the numerator, 2 zeros in the denominator will be cancelled. Remaining is what? Here 12, here 28 and 9. So simplify with 3 table, 3 4s are and 3 3s are. Again here 4 is there, 4 1s are, 4 7s are. Remaining is what in the numerator? 3 into 7. In the denominator nothing. So 3 into 7 is how much? 21. x2 is equal to 21. But what is meant by x2? Length of the model ship. Length of the model ship. So therefore, length of model ship is how much? 21 centimeters. So always when you are doing the problems related to ratio or proportion, check the units. What are the units are there? All the measures should be in the same units. Then only you go for the simplification. Hope you all understood this question. So with this question, we conclude our session here. In the exercise 10.1, few more problems are left. When we meet in the next session, we will continue these problems. Hope you all understood. Thank you for watching this video.